Today, we'll cover 3 behavioral interview examples that landed roles at FAANG companies. Behavioral interview prep is overlooked, but can showcase your experience, especially for more senior roles. They're used to dictate your level, so these will make or break you getting that L+1 role. Great answers require a lot of reflection. I get inspiration by looking through my calendar to see what conversations and meetings I was in. So to help you with inspiration for your behavioral answers, we'll cover 3 examples today. Now, before we get into the video, I'm Kevin Wei, a Senior PM formerly at Coinbase and Amazon, and this channel is all about helping you land your dream PM role. We've got free lessons to get you started, like our videos on how to answer metrics questions and how to answer trade-offs questions. If you're enjoying our free videos and you're serious about acing your interviews, you gotta level up. That's where our paid course comes in. You can check it out by clicking the join button below. It's got everything you need to ace your PM interviews, from product sense to strategy to execution, and even those tricky behavioral questions. I'm a PM interview coach who has helped over 90 candidates land their dream PM role, and the strategies and lessons in this paid course is the same as those shared in paid private sessions. People will pay $1,000 or $2,000 to book the number of private coaching sessions that give them these lessons. And with our course, we share with you all the same knowledge for less than the price you'd otherwise pay for one coaching session. That's a pretty good deal. And we just added to our expert tier 11 brand new videos specifically for Amazon behavioral interviews. They're packed with real life answers and examples to inspire how you answer behavioral questions. And these examples are gold, not just for Amazon, but for any behavioral round. So if you find this video helpful, you'll find the videos in the expert tier helpful as well. All right, enough about the course. Let's get into the video. Here are 3 sample behavioral stories. Remember, success is never straightforward, so surface any challenges you come across in your answers. We like to use the STAR framework: situation, task, action, result, and we recommend you use it too, or use something similar so your story is structured. Feel free to look that up if you don't know what the STAR framework is. There are many resources covering it. Question number 1. Tell me about a time when you took on something significant outside of your area of responsibility. So for this story, the North Star that we were driving was paid cloud storage signups. Let me tell you about how I drove millions of additional signups per year, about a 10% increase at the time, outside of my area of responsibility. In my primary role, I was the lead for the app and web services. My objective was to launch a freemium experience and all of the needed features. The other PMs on the team were working on subscriber growth and adding storage upsells on partner team services. I noticed that there was a large opportunity, 1 billion impressions a day, with another partner team, but no one was talking to them. Even better, this service was highly contextually relevant to cloud storage because they dealt with user account alerts and settings. So I influenced this team in 3 main areas. First, I met with their PM to understand what success meant for them. It was helping users stay in a healthy account state. Second, I worked with them to understand the implications of running out of storage, that your email, file storage, and photo backups will stop working. At that time, these consequences were not well understood across the company, so giving this additional context was helpful to help align incentives. And third, I made PM mocks to show simple designs that we could do to test out simple upsell concepts. We prototyped a concept before going to leadership officially because it's easier to say yes to something when you can see it working for yourself. As a result, we got the green light because the user problem and business opportunity was clear. Someone just needed to take the initiative to build relationships and mutual understanding with a new partner team. It was challenging because of the cross-org nature of getting buy-in when no resources were allocated for this. I was able to convince the partner's engineering team to do it on our behalf, since cloud storage is so critical to a healthy account state, their number 1 priority. This resulted in a 10% increase of our total signups at the time and tens of millions in revenue. All right, sample question number 2. Tell me about a time when a team member was not performing well and impacted your work. So let me tell you about a time when I helped my PM counterpart, let's call him Nick, back on track when he consistently took too long to give feedback and make decisions and did not consistently show up to decision-making meetings. This behavior was delaying progress for a project where we had a hard marketing deadline, so every day counted, and the team was a little annoyed with Nick for not showing up or responding. So I tried to be direct while assuming his best intent. In our next one-on-one, I said, I want to talk to you about the team's velocity. You're a key stakeholder and thought leader in this space, and we really value your feedback. But I noticed that it's been taking a few days to respond to comments, and we missed you in the last few syncs. How are things going with your bandwidth these days? So Nick confessed that he's been really strapped for time and feels bad that he's blocking the team, but that there was nothing he could do about it because of all his other P0 projects. He acknowledged that he needs to delegate more, but easier said than done. Behavior doesn't change in a day, and on a hard deadline, it would take too long to convince leadership that some of his projects weren't really P0. So what we agreed to was that while Nick couldn't commit to a faster comment response time nor promise to attend all of the meetings, he could commit to coming to the next month of weekly syncs to front load feedback. We also said that once the deadline's passed, we could figure out a better staffing situation for his portfolio. As a result of being realistic with what Nick could commit to, we were able to make sure that all key stakeholders made time for those next 4 meetings, and we alleviated team angst because we set expectations that he would give his full attention for the next month but could not give more than that. Because the stakes were so high for the next 4 reviews, people really made sure to get their ducks in a row beforehand, even more than usual, and each meeting was super packed and productive. We launched on time to stellar reviews in the press, and as promised, after the launch, Nick got 3 dotted line reports to help him with simpler stuff. Alright, sample question number 3. We don't always make the right judgment all the time. Tell me about a time when you made an error in judgment. What was the impact? What did you learn? How have you applied what you learned? Yeah, so let me tell you about a time where I didn't kill a project fast enough. So my team's North Star was paid subscribers for a storage service. We knew that most users don't know what a gigabyte is, nor how many photos, files, or emails a gigabyte takes. This means they definitely don't know how long they have until their storage runs out. And we thought that showing a concept of storage velocity in our upsells would build a sense of urgency to sign up. Imagine seeing a banner like, "You will run out of storage in less than 30 days," and maybe this will increase sign-up rates. So the biggest challenge with this idea was actually legal approvals. That team was uncomfortable with potential overpromises. Imagine you saw a quote that you had 1 month left, signed up, but you didn't actually hit the paywall for another couple months. You might feel scammed. Rather than give more precise quotes in our original design, legal gave blocking feedback that we needed to make them more vague, such as less than 3 months or 3 to 6 months kind of statements. This updated suggestion didn't evoke much urgency. So I decided the top of the funnel was large enough that we should take the feedback and go forward with additional cycles needed to get things across the finish line, which was another 2 months of modeling, eng, and approvals work. In retrospect, I should have stopped the project then. At this point, the design no longer tested the original hypothesis, and I fell into sunk cost fallacy. When you're in the weeds of a project for months, it's kind of hard to stick your head above the water and gut check that you're staying true to the original motivation. So what I do now is I spend 30 minutes every Friday afternoon reflecting on what I'm going to do next week and question each item. What's the state of this project? How much has it morphed since the original idea? Are these changes still aligned with the hypothesis we want to test? It's natural for ideas and projects to morph once you start getting into the details and constraints. And now I have a ritual of reflection time to make sure that the underlying assumptions haven't changed too much. Alright, so those are our 3 sample behavioral questions. Thanks for watching all the way. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in our next LiftoffPM interview prep video.